Well, guys, welcome back to the channel. And like we mentioned on our PlayStation 4 review of Red Dead Redemption 1 earlier, we also mentioned that later on that day, which is right now, we were going to be doing a Nintendo Switch review of it. Well, here is the Nintendo Switch version of Red Dead Redemption 1. And I also have to admit that I am also very, very impressed with the Switch version of Red Dead Redemption. So let's go on ahead and let's actually get a game started real quick for you guys. Because honestly, I am very, very even the Nintendo Switch version of Red Dead Redemption 1. And it's probably going to be one of the best overall looking games on the Switch.
Well, you're alive.
So it would seem.
So, how do you feel?
I don't know the polite word for it.
I do. Stupid is the word we use around here. What were you doing?
I was doing something stupid.
Well, you'll be okay. Once you didn't die, the doctor said you'd be fine. He got the bullets out a couple days ago.
Good.
It cost us $15.
I'm sorry, madam. Should have left me there to die.
Did you want to die? I mean, was that it? Was that why you went straight out to Fort Mercer and picked a fight with the worst bandit in the county? To die, Mr.
Mr. Marston. John Marston.
Bonnie McFarlane. Miss Bonnie McFarlane.
Now, another thing I also do have to mention too is her face does look like it's got a slightly bit of extra detail on the skin than compared to the original. And this is just coming from the Nintendo Switch version. So I will admit, I will have to give Double 11 some credit for definitely taking their time with the Switch version and making it look as good as they could possibly could. But I can honestly say, dude, like, the Switch version also is so sharp and so clean, it looks absolutely good. Now, I did forget to mention on the PlayStation 4 review earlier in the day, and this is with all versions, including playing the 360 version while backwards compatible on the Series X, Xbox One X, but the game is essentially a locked 30 frames a second. With this new version, no matter what, for the Switch, PS4 Pro, or PS5 while backwards compatibility, which I will admit, it would have been better if Double 11 could have got this game to run at least at an unlocked frame rate of a native lock 60 frames a second on the PlayStation 5, even if we have to play the PlayStation 4 native version while backwards compatible on the PS5, that would have been insanely great to play Red Dead Redemption 1 on the PS5 at a much more consistent, smoother 4K at 60 frames a second. But I will have to admit, since they have finally given us details, and I'll talk about that before we, let the cutscene finish off. But if you're wondering, the resolutions, the base PlayStation 4, and as well as the Nintendo Switch that we're currently playing on dock mode, runs at native 1080p. So the base PS4 and dock mode on the Nintendo Switch runs at native 1080p. The PS4 Pro and then PS5 while backwards compatible do, however, have a 4K enhancement because, my gosh, like when we played this on the PS4 Pro earlier today for our PS4 review, I was actually really shocked of how clean, crisp the visuals look. Now, they still do look like that on the Nintendo Switch version, not quite up to the same par because of the 4K and 1080p enhancements, but even for the Switch and being a 1080p solid game in dock mode, the game still looks absolutely sharp and very crisp. Not quite as much as the PS4 Pro version, I will admit, but it still looks insanely good. That's what I'm saying, for basically a Switch game. So I did forget to mention that if you are wondering the resolutions, it's 1080p on the Switch in dock mode and the base PS4, and then it's a 4K enhancement for the Pro, as well as while backwards compatible on the PS5. And it's the same thing with the Xbox consoles. With the Xbox One S and the Series S, the game only runs at 1080p. The One X and the Series X are basically native 4K. But let's actually continue the cutscene.
Well, you may be right, Miss McFarland. I don't know.
So what were you doing?
Just trying to give Mr. Williamson a chance. For old time's sake.
You know Bill Williamson?
Knew him. Long time ago.
Well, what was he like?
Dumb.
Just like you.
Thank you, miss. See my hat?
I have. And, what will you do now?
Now I'm gonna take my time and go after him the less kind way.
Well, that sounds very fun, Mr. Marston. Quite heroic, just like in those penny dreadfuls my brother used to read. Meanwhile, if you'll excuse me, I've got a ranch to run. Of course, if you're feeling better, why not take a ride with me later? Help me patrol the perimeter. You can earn back some of that money we wasted on doctor's bills.
Of course. And thank you for saving my life, I mean.
Next time, Mr. Marston, I strongly recommend you don't try to lose it quite so earnestly.
I'll bear that in mind.
Alright, so the cutscene is officially over. Now we're walking out. Now we're a little bit ahead of the game because we wanted to basically get a little bit farther so we can enjoy a lot more of the landscape, especially for the Nintendo Switch. But instead, here we are in McFarland's ranch, and I'm telling you, like, this game still looks incredible. I mean, even the colors still really pop. And because, like I stated, it playing in native 1080p on the Nintendo Switch is really remarkable, and how so sharp and clean that this game looks for a Nintendo Switch. Now, I forgot to mention, there hasn't been nothing officially confirmed of what resolution that handheld mode plays in, but I'm going to assume that it's actually probably playing in 720p or maybe 540p. But I know for one, if this game is playing in 1080p solid in dock mode, then this game's probably able to hit 720p on the handheld mode, which would be still a very, very good experience of playing an open world Western game on a handheld mode. It'll be just like you playing the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 versions. And then you'll get the upgrade if you play basically in dock. So, yeah. But yeah, I was really, really impressed with how good that the PS4 Pro version absolutely looked. And actually, we were really, really disappointed with this game because it didn't get a full remake, a full remaster, or basically anything. But honestly, like I stated on the video, for when it comes to as old as this game is and for its visuals, I will admit Red Dead Redemption 1 is definitely one of the select few rarest games for being a decade-old game that still holds up incredibly well in terms of its visuals. And so, honestly, it's not 100% disappointment at all, but I'm just making it out there that a remake or a remaster would have been somewhat better, but as clean crisp as the original version now actually looks on the PlayStation 4 consoles and now even the Nintendo Switch, I gotta say, a lot of Nintendo fans are going to be very, very satisfied with this game. So, let's go ahead and start this next mission real fast and play a little more.
Mr. Marston, back in the land of the living, I see.
Figured it's about time I started paying back that $15.
Well, no time to waste. The horses are saddled up over here.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Just like, I wasn't expecting, not even on the Nintendo Switch, I wasn't even expecting this game to look that good on the Nintendo Switch, but I am definitely very, very pleased on how good that it works. And I'm going to also say it again, just to give you guys a little bit of a heads up. The game has not got a performance frame rate enhancement whatsoever, so you're still only getting 30 FPS no matter which platform you're on, no matter if you're on the newest platforms such as the Series X or PS5. This game's only running at 30 frames a second, which is a little bit of a disappointment.
You won't find Parisian high fashion, but it's good for the essentials.
Very convenient. I don't think I've ever seen a ranch with its own store before.
And here's the corral. This one's for the horses. What do you think?
I'm no expert, but it certainly looks like a fine corral.
I suspect you've stolen more horses than you've broken.
Now, where'd you get such an idea?
First impressions are hard to erase. That's the train station. Things sure have changed since the line finally got finished, bringing in all sorts of new folk like yourself.
Is that such a bad thing?
Change is only good when it makes things better. Giddy up!
I don't know what the heck was going on with my camera being all so weird like that, but that was really strange.
Little girl. And here we are, back at the house. Let's stop for a while before we head out on patrol.
You'll get no complaints from me, Miss McFarland.
I keep forgetting how the controls are so different on a Nintendo Switch, and with especially having an enhanced off-brand controller or even a Pro controller, it's literally like a button below of what it should be on the other consoles.
How about a cold drink, Mr. Marston?
Thank you, ma'am. Getting shot then riding a horse seems to take it out of you. I could use a rest.
Sure. Come on in. I'll show you the house and then you can sit for a while.
Thank you.
Mr. Marston,
Miss McFarland.
remember me telling you about the trouble we've been having with rustlers and other undesirables?
I do?
Will you help me keep watch on the property line this evening?
Sure.
I want to see just who is trespassing on our land.
This is a fine weapon.
Come, let's head out. The country is really beautiful at around this time. Come on, then. Let's mount up and take a look around.
This is another great thing, and I actually have not seen this on the PlayStation 4 Pro yet because we haven't made it this far into the game. But one of the big things I've always liked about this game is the nighttime looks the best. The nighttime is like some of the best games I have ever seen, as well as it being clear skies as it is. This is great.
I feel a lot happier someone's along with me.
I feel a lot happier now I got a rifle.
Well, with your trigger itch and my feminine intuition, we should make quite a team. Look, those damn rabbits are at the crops again. Get down and give me a hand, will you? Let's see that rifle.
Dang. Playing with a freaking, like, almost like a Pro controller, even though this ain't a Pro controller. This definitely feels a lot different trying to shoot things and whatever with the triggers and such that this enhanced Pro controller has from PowerA from the Nintendo Switch.
We should keep moving. There's still a ways to go. Come on, boys. If it's not the rustlers stealing our cattle, it's the rabbits stealing our crops.
It ain't never easy living off the land like this. Maybe you should move to a big city. Become a lady.
Was that a coyote? Get those pests before they scare the livestock. Easy now. Come on, they're headed for the chicken coop.
Come on.
Well, we got rid of the coyotes. I just wish we'd saved all the chickens.
So,
Come on, I'll show you the way.
yeah, definitely playing with a Pro controller, especially doing all the shooting. It's definitely something. I will personally admit that because I actually just got this controller yesterday just for this game, and yeah, I mean, it's still good overall. It's just something new.
Useful man to have around the ranch, that's for sure. But don't think I've forgotten what brought you here. We'll do whatever we can to help you.
I sure appreciate that, Miss McFarland.
Here we are.
How are you doing?
Thank you for your help, Mr. Marston. Makes me kind of happy I saved your life. Get some sleep and I will see you in the morning.
Good night, Miss McFarland.
Alright, so that was the first actual, like, mission after completing the tutorial. And, yeah, like, so far, like, I really do love both versions of Red Dead Redemption. Both the PlayStation 4 versions and the Nintendo Switch version. And Nintendo fans are... They have a lot to really absolutely look forward to. And for the, you know, finally getting the details of the resolutions and this game being able to hit a native 1080p on dock for the Nintendo Switch mode. Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, like, this game still looks way crisper and sharper than the OG Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 versions running on those native hardware consoles that this game was originally for. So, even comparing those with the Nintendo Switch version, yeah, the Nintendo Switch version definitely looks way sharper and crisper and more colorful than the old version. So yeah, now we're going to finally give my rating for the Nintendo Switch version of Red Dead Redemption. And honestly, I'm going to have to honestly give it most likely the same as I did with the PlayStation 4 Pro and PlayStation 4. I'm going to have to give it a 7.5 out of 10. Maybe even higher than the PlayStation 4. Maybe like an 8.0 out of 10 instead of a 7.5. Just because this game being still almost identical to that for being a really, really less powerful console than even a base PS4. And this game being able to hit a solid 1080p and still looking sharper and better than the old 360 and PlayStation 3 versions. So, yeah, I definitely will have to admit I'm going to have to give this game a 8 out of 10 for the Nintendo Switch version. And we'll also make a video on basically the overall review experience, probably tomorrow, of both versions. We'll give our full overall review of both versions and such of this game. But as it clearly stands, the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 4 Pro versions looking so much better with terms of clarity and cleaner visuals and better draw distances. I definitely give those versions a 7.5 out of 10. Even though it still would have been better if we got a remaster or a remake, or even a better yet, a higher frame rate for VAL backwards compatibility, it would be better. But I'm actually still very, very thankful for how this version turned out to be. So the PlayStation 4 versions, I give a 7.5 out of 10, still good overall. And then the Nintendo Switch version, I honestly would have to give it a slightly higher rating with an 8.0 out of 10. So Nintendo fans have got a lot to explore, and there is, I'm just going to be honest, Nintendo fans are absolutely going to be buying this, and they are going to be very, very satisfied with this game, no matter if they're playing on handheld or dock mode. I can tell you, the Nintendo Switch owners are going to be very, very satisfied and very, very thankful for having this game on the Nintendo Switch. So, PlayStation 4 copies, or PlayStation 4 versions, 7.5 out of 10. Nintendo Switch, an 8.0 out of 10. And those are what my reviews are for both versions. 7.5 for the PlayStation 4, and 8.0 for the Nintendo Switch. So, yeah. So, I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you guys could, smack that like button, and be sure to hit that subscribe button if you are new to this channel. And you could check out our previous video with our PlayStation 4 review video if you just want to check it out. And then be sure to stay tuned in for the full-on review of both versions together, of how good that this new port for both consoles are. But like I mentioned one more time, it's a 7.5 in our reviews for the PlayStation 4, and it's an 8.0 out of 10 for the Nintendo Switch. So, hope y'all enjoyed the video. This is Tech and Gaming Reviews. Rate, comment, and subscribe, and leave us your thoughts, like I said, for comment, and let us know if you decided to pick this game up for either your PlayStation 4 or your Nintendo Switch, and how satisfied are you, or if you're very, very disappointed with either the PS4 or Nintendo Switch versions. So just leave us your thoughts down in the comment section down below if you picked this up or are thinking of it, and if you are satisfied with the experience or if you're disappointed with it. So rate, comment, subscribe. This is Tech and Gaming Reviews, and we will see you on the next video. Peace.